Okay, guys, I thought I'd share this with you. Remember we had looked at Gord's little 51 Mercury, the fiberglass body car, and we didn't know if it was a Winfield car or not. And I told you it had been in the magazines. What happened was this car was built down in the US of A, and then what happened was somehow it wound up here in Canada. And that doesn't happen too often. Usually the Americans are getting our cars, and we're not getting theirs. But anyway, that's besides the point. It was built down there, and it wound up here in BC. So anyway, Gord got the magazine that it was on. It looks a little different now than it did then, but here we go. I'll share this with you. So there we go. It was in 2001. It was in Southern Rotter. And there it is right there. It's called Hot Mercury. And of course, then you can see it never had the flames or anything, and the wheels have been changed. I mean, everyone who gets a car usually adds their own personal touches. So they call it the Maximum Mercury right here. And it says here, one of a kind, well, almost one of a kind. This is one of only 25 fiberglass 51 Mercs built by Pete and Jake's Automotive in Danville. Well, I don't know what VA stands for. Wherever VA is. I'm not sure, guys. I'm sorry. I might be insulting some U.S. people there. Oh, Pete and Jake's in particular. It says Missouri. Anyway, there were only 25 bodies built, and they were 3.5 inches was the chop on it. So there we go. There it is in the magazine. Like I say, they've added flames to it now. They put wide white satellite pipes. They've changed changed the wheels out, but basically it's the same car. You know, the lowdown on it was it's got a 96 Corvette 350 LT1, fuel injected, drive chains, tubular chassis, Mustang 2 front end, Monte Carlo diff with 356 gears, 700R tranny, B&M shifter, front disc brakes, drum brakes. You know, the body mods is the 3.5 inch chop, custom tail lights. What else we got going on here? Interior, get a kick out of this. AM/FM cassette. Wow, AM/FM cassette. That was in 2001. So 14 years ago, that was a big thing. God, we've come a long way in 14 years, haven't we, guys? So anyway, there we go. So it was in the Rotter magazine. Kind of cool. So let's take a look what else is going on in the shop around here. So today, what I was working on. Let me just get this radio turned down. We better get old Johnny B. Good off the radio, or they're going to get me for this on YouTube land. Okay, so I'm working on Dean's Pontiac on his rear end. We've got a posi unit. It's all redone, brand new. Painted it nice cast iron. I've showed you guys this before. I use this VHT cast iron, and then I just go over it with 3 good coats of clear coat. I take my time. I let one coat basically dry, and then I go for a second one, then I go for a third one. I don't have to tell you guys how to rattle can it, but that's what I do. I like to give it 3 good coats so it looks nice. And of course the diff housing is over here. Here's all the backing plates, got them all painted up. Got some brand new nuts for it, lock washers. Here's all the housing, I got it all painted up. So I'm getting ready to put it together. Axle bearings, I got the axle bearings here. Got to press the old ones off, put the new ones on, and diff will be together. So that's what we're kind of doing there on Dean's. I was working on that here today. Me and Gene, the 41 Ford Coupe. Dr. Dave's got the bodywork all done on his other fender now, so I primed that today. I got that all primed. I gave her 2 good coats of our filler primer, so that's awesome. I see it's pretty much dry. This is a front pan for the 55 Pontiac. It was done, so I primered that while I was at it. As you can see, Dave's working on the front fender. This is the other front fender we haven't finished. It looks like he skim coated the whole thing. Now Dave wasn't in today. Today's Monday, and normally Mondays I'm the only guy that works. Today though, Darren was in because Darren is going away to Ontario on Wednesday, and normally Darren works Tuesday, Wednesday, but he was in today. So I got that done. Then what I started on was, this is the intake manifold. I had some paint parts to paint shiny black today. So that's the intake manifold. Sprayed it with the gun, of course. This isn't rattle can. And this is for the Chev, for the big block, for the 396. The customer wanted to paint it black. He didn't want to leave it that gray finish, and he's trying to get a collector plate too. So you know, this way here it doesn't stand out that it's an aftermarket intake. What I also did was I got Colby's differential all apart. So Colby's diff is all apart. We're rebuilding all that too. What happened with Colby's diff, the reason we're rebuilding it is he's going disc brakes on the front because his truck was 6-bolt pattern. It's now going to be 5 on 5, which gives him a better selection of wheels. So of course when you get into that, you have to change the differential axles. because they were 6-bolts. So we got in there, pulled the axles out, but then guess what? The bearings didn't look the greatest in the diff either. They're kind of worn out. So here's the things that, you know, customers never expect. You got to show them. You got to phone them. You got to phone. You got to tell them. I always phone the customers and say, hey, look, I know you knew we were changing the axle, but the bearings are kind of hooped too. If you want, I'll leave it alone. I don't care. But you know, we're in there. It's not costing you any more money for labor. It's just costing you more, the parts. So let's do it. So that's all good. So we got his diff all painted up there. Again, I painted it with the gun, and you know, and I painted some other pieces for Colby's truck. So that's turning out good. Now, this is what also happened here today. Mondays was supposed to be a quiet day, but this fella found out about me. He lives down in Linden, Washington, in the good old USA. Now, if you guys are wondering where I'm at, I'm in Chilliwack, and I live in a little area of Chilliwack called Greendale. And Greendale for me is around, I'm 20-minute drive from the Sumas border. And Linden's probably, you know, a little further than that. So this guy's an hour away from me, and he found out about me. He was working on this tractor. It's a 1949. Now I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but it's called cockshoot or cockshut. Well, I don't know. The first word is cock, and the last word is shut. So you take it for whatever it is. Anyway, he started painting this stuff himself, and he wasn't happy with it. I don't know if you can see it on the film, but it came out very orange peely. It's very rough. He was trying. He's not happy, and he saw that we were doing pedal cars and gas pumps here. He must have clued into my videos or something, and he said, hey, you guys are doing this stuff, and you do cars. That means that you can get this just as shiny as a car, right? And we're like, well, of course we can. So I didn't even know he was coming. He just showed up out of the blue. I mean, imagine he showed up and said, can you do this? He said, no panic. He goes, I know I didn't call you. I didn't do this. He goes, I didn't do nothing. I just showed up. He goes, I'm up here visiting my mom. And he said, you know, he says, can you paint all this stuff for me? He goes, I'm hoping you can do this. So he dropped that off. He's left it with me for a week or two, and we're going to get that all painted. No body work. Just sand it, just paint it, and get it looking proper for him. Because, like I say, he's not happy with that. So that got dropped off today. Not that we don't have enough work here. Now we come around here. Look what else got dropped off here today. This is a 1968 Mack truck. Now someone's changed it because it's running a newer style diesel motor, diesel Cummins. I don't know whether now they've changed the whole body. They've put the body like on the chassis, whatever vehicle it was on, like the Cummins, whatever it came in. They've stuck the body on that chassis. And Gord uses this. Gord's the guy from Kit's Trailers again. He uses this because he's got a few cars, obviously, and you've seen in my videos from the past. He's always bringing me stuff. He tows I believe he said it was a 53-foot trailer behind this, and when he goes to the car shows, he has a couple of his cars on the back, and it kind of makes for a cool display. So there's what's going on there. So he brought this in because he was having some problems with the wiring. What's going on here, actually? Look at this light. Well, let's straighten that up. Look at that. Look at that. The light's a little loose. But I just straightened that up, so that'll be a half hour, Gord. Anyway, just fucking with you. So, we'll pop the hood here so you can take a look. So there you go. It says intercooled Dodge Cummins Turbo. That's what's going on in there. Yeah, quite the rig. So anyway, he brought it to us because his trailer plug on the back, he went to plug his trailer and to tow his cars around, and it's apparently not working. So we're going to get into this in the morning and take a look at it and see if we can figure out what's going on there. He also uses this for advertising. Anyone out there? There you go. There's the dates right there. The August long weekend. Looks like we got the Rockin' River Music Fest in Merritt. What's it say here? It says 4 days of 4 days of country bands and 25 bands. Pretty cool. So anyone out there looking? There you go. www.riverfest.ca. Awesome. Gord really gets involved. Gord there at Kit Equipment, he really gets involved with people, and he does lots of advertising for them. He's just an awesome guy, all-around awesome guy. But anyway, you know, look at this cab. You would never think it was 1968. It's so round in the lines and that. You think that it's, you know, you think it would be in the 40s, but that's pretty cool. But you can see, obviously, when they did the transformation here, they kept all the steering column and the gauges, so it's all modernized. You know, some of us guys probably aren't into that, but you know what? That's not bad, actually. You know what? I don't like modernizing vehicles, but I don't actually mind this that much. It's kind of cool that it can go around and tow everything you want to do, and you know, you can actually use it, and you got the power and the torque there. So we got that brought in today. Like I say, as if we don't have enough on the plate, but we'll give that one to Darren. Darren can handle that situation in the morning. So there you go, guys. If you're into Mack trucks, 1968 Mack truck. Now, what also came in today was this gentleman. This gentleman brought me in a 1950 Chev pickup. He bought this truck. It's kind of got that patina look going on. He's got a business himself. I talked to this guy around a month ago, so I knew it was coming in, but as normal, I get behind and I forget what's coming in, and it showed up, and well, I said I'd do it, so I'll do it. So anyway, his business is Frontier West Industries. He's into construction and stuff like that. He bought this truck. He loves the patina. And he came to me because he said I was highly recommended from somebody, and he's seen some of my cars that got patina on them. And he's like, you know what I mean by patina. He goes, I don't want to disturb it. I don't want to mess with it. He goes, but I've got major issues with my truck that I have to play with. Like, for an example, there's his running board. Now you can see the rust and the holes and the stuff going on. But the running board itself is still damn solid. See, he's not worried about that. Doesn't want to mess with that. Leave it alone. That we're not touching. Door sticks a bit. Leave it alone. Typical of an old vehicle. But if you look over there, inside, there you go, down by your kick panels and the floor, and of course your front body mounts are under that. It's rotten. And when your body mounts go, that's unsafe. You can't have that. And you know, big hole here, and this guy's driving this truck like all year round, even in the winter. Look at this. Holy shit. Look at that. I didn't think it was that bad. What the hell have I gotten myself into now? Oh, fuck. Anyway, so, oh, Jesus, it's riveted. Oh my God. Anyway, okay, never mind. We'll save that for off camera when I have a fit. So I've got the new panels here. I've got the body mounts coming. The floor, we're just going to cut it out. We're just going to make patches. He came to me because he basically said, I want to bring it to you because you understand the patina thing. I don't want to take it to other shops because other shops will get in there. They'll get carried away. Next thing you know, I'll have a $50,000 restoration when all I want to do is just spend, a couple grand to take care of the rust that's in it. He doesn't want me to do any paint work. He just wants me to kind of spray it with some gray paint, even if it's out of a rattle can to match that. He doesn't care. Spray the floor with some trim-clad black paint. Good enough. Out the door. Wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Front nose has got to come off and see, because you can see the rust in behind here. But when I take care of the rust in behind here, you see all the surface rust that's going on here. You see how the fenders are? Doesn't want me to touch any of that. Leave it alone. Just shoot down in here. Spray it down in here. Put the fender back on. Good enough. If there's a dent, if there's a ding, don't fuck with it. Leave it alone. And that's why he brought it out to us, because he says, I take it to so many other shops, and I showed him what was going on, and they all say, oh yeah, well, when we get in here, we'll do this for you and do that for you. And he's like, I don't want you to do this. I just want you to do what I asked you to do. And he doesn't trust him, so he came out here. So that's what we're going to be doing to that one. So I got a few weeks to get that done, 2 or 3 weeks, I think, and it's got to be out of here. I completely forgot. Anyway. There's our Mercury. You get a better look at it. Gord's Mercury. It's backed in. Now Gord's Merc, Darren is done. Darren got the horn working. He tidied up the wiring. We got the speedo all set and working. He's got there's some lights underneath the car for what do you call them? Neon lights underneath. He's got those all working. He's got all the power chunk, because it's a power chunk on this car actually. You hit a button and it goes up and down. He's got that working. He went through everything. The steering column was loose. It wasn't even properly done through the firewall. Not that I'm knocking anybody. It was just a slight something they overlooked, and that happens. Everybody, sometimes when you're building a car, we all overlook something. I mean, it's a big job building a car. So they had a bracket under there, but it wasn't the greatest. So we fabricated up a bracket. We got the steering column nice and tight. Got underneath the car. It looks like the lower control arm bushings are hammered out of it, and for some reason the tie rod ends are missing the rubber boots, and so are the upper ball joints. That's not a big deal, the boots. The control arm bushings are giving me a little bit of grief because it is aftermarket, Mustang 2, and I got to find somebody, or even go to maybe Energy Suspension and see if I can't match something up there. So I got to do that tomorrow, but Darren's done his half, so now it's my turn to get under there and bang out the suspension. So hopefully I can bang that out, get that done in a day, and out the door, and away we go, and then Gord's got his car back. And of course then Darren's on to Kelly's little VW van. He's got it sitting here. He got going on just a tad bit at the end of the day, not too much, but tomorrow he'll be right at it. So, whew. With all that being said, that was my Monday. Oh my God, it was a busy, busy Monday. People dropping stuff off, things coming in, as if we don't have enough work here as it is already. We've got even more, and that's not a bragging thing. If anything, it makes me happy. I'm not bragging. I'm happy because I love this stuff. I just love doing these cars. I love seeing this stuff come in. Even the tractor stuff, I just love it because it's something different than cars. Those guys out there that do this for a living, not so much the hobbyists, but the guys that do it for a living, you'll understand what I mean. When you work on cars all day long, they start to become the same bloody thing over and over again. It's just the way it is. Anyway, it's Monday night. It's 5:45 and I'm still out here. Normally we're shut down at 4:30 because we started at 7:30. But I'm still out here and I'm going to be out here for a couple more hours. Because as usual, I overbooked. But if there's one thing I do, even though I overbook, I always try and get things done when I say I'm going to get them done. So if it means it's got to eat into my time, so be it. It is what it is. And yes, there will be a video coming up soon on my 58 Ford. I have been working on it. Don't think I haven't been. I have been. So we've been working away on that too. It's not nowhere near as far as long as I was hoping, but at least I haven't stopped. And like I say, I'm not going to put a deadline on it. I'm not going to push it because when you do, then all shit breaks loose. So it's okay. Anyway, guys, remember, it's always a good time at Old Time. We'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Look us up on Instagram at Old Time Garage on Instagram on your phone. And check out our website. We updated pictures almost every 2 weeks, oldtimegarage.ca. Check it out, see what you think, and thank you very much.